Since you've won the Young Farmer of the Year this year, I guess your legs have been a blur.
Yeah, she's been non-stop. We sort of got home, managed to settle down for about 10 or 15 days, and then calving started, so that pretty much wiped the whole glory and everything off. We were calving cows and pulling out all sorts, so we've been in the mud. It's been certainly a long sort of month and a half since the grand final, really. It hasn't really felt like we've had a break. Like winter's usually a break for us over dairying, but it hasn't really felt like that with the grand final, then all the other stuff. But it's so much fun, like all this, I guess, post the grand final, like coming to schools and talking in different schools and things like that. It's really awesome, really enjoying it.
One labour unit down during calving?
No, so yeah, we had staffing issues over calving, and it's made it pretty tough, but all the other boys have stepped up, so it's been 70, 80, 90 hour weeks at times, but that's just what you have to do to get through, and it makes it a bit tough when it's a $3.85 payout that you're doing all that work and you're not really you're going backwards essentially. But it is one of those things. It's just going to be 1 year hopefully, and we'll get through. We're in a pretty decent position to just deal with it.
It's been an interesting spring.
That's an optimistic way of talking about the spring. It's been rubbish. Like, we're just no grass. Our grass, I looked at the ground temperature yesterday, we're 5.1. We grew 13 kilos a day through all of August. I just did a farm walk yesterday. Like, it is one of those things. It's just a case of it's almost a perfect storm because you can't afford to buy an extra feed because the money's just not there. So you just have to grit and bear it. Thankfully, we've been able to keep cows, scrimp a few extra days on winter grazing and just trying to do all those little things. We're going to get rid of some culls early. We've got some poor rutted cows, so we're just looking at every lever that we can pull to help us save money. So there'll be no passengers in the herd this year. Everything's going to have to be pulling its weight, and we're going to get quite hard on that. So if we have to drop 50 cows, we drop 50 cows. The number is almost not going to become irrelevant, but the total number of cows we milk is just going to be what we'll milk that's making money. Well, not losing so much money, I guess.
You've always been very positive, though, Matt.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's one of those things that you look at the sheep and beef industry, for example. They've dealt with poor payouts for the last 20, 30 years as a majority. They'll have the odd year, but whereas dairying, it'll teach us a lot of good lessons, I believe. The industry as a whole will learn a lot from this, that $1.65, $1.70, $2 worth of debt is unsustainable per kilo. So I think it'll be very good for the industry, and it'll actually learn or teach us to set a budget. This is what we should be budgeting on every year, this disastrous bad payout. So when we hit an $8.40 payout, you pay down a bit of debt and you have a really good year, but you're not just, we've got heaps of money coming in, so we'll put more out. I think it'll be good for the industry.
So you're not going to lift the foot off the throat?
Nah, I think this will be our mentality going into it every year now, is we will be budgeting on a terrible payout irrespective of what's coming out, the noise coming out of the industry.
We're at the Taitapu School with the 3 winners of the AgriKids. There's a lot of talent coming through.
Like I said, I just talked to the assembly before, I'm very glad I'm not going in this again, because these, like the 3 young AgriKids, they'd do really well at a district final level in the young farmer contest. Give these kids 3 or 4, some life experience once they leave school, they'll be unbelievably tough. And then that teen ag that they step into next, that's a phenomenal thing as well. And we're just starting to see those kids come through into the young farmer contest, so I'm glad I'm out, to be honest.
Very good prestige. I mean, once you get to your level, in the future, it's going to be like a rugby test match, isn't it?
Well, I think it's superb. Like, it'll add more to the contest. It'll push the contest forward. Like, you see, for example, our grand final was a tie. Like, they've got closer and closer. I think last year was 2 points in it. The year before that was about 4 points. So it just lifts the whole level of competition because people realise, I've got to compete against these kids who are 18, 19, who have been doing this for 5 or 6 years. Like, I've only done it for 5 or 6 years, whereas these kids, they hit the contest and they're already at that level of experience. So it's only going to be positive for the young farmer organisation and the contest itself. And it could, I don't know, hopefully push it into a 7:30 time slot. Who knows?
Of course, the other thing is it's just good for the industry.
Oh, it's brilliant. Like, this is a great way of attracting people to the agricultural industry, and then they get into it and think, this is really fun, I really enjoy, it might be fencing, so they go off into be a fencer, or I really enjoy working with animals, so they go and be a vet. Like, it's such a great way of attracting people because you put a few prizes and a bit of prestige, and everyone likes their face in the paper. I know I do. So just having that to attract kids to this industry, like, I put an ad on Fence Post the other day for a staff member. I got 2 Kiwis apply out of 65. It's embarrassing. Like, we should have just a flood of Kiwi kids wanting to come into this great industry that we have. I would have thought anyway.